Farm Show. Alright, so today we're not ice fishing. I've made a couple videos on the channel, just sporadic over the years, I guess. Just random whenever I feel like posting stuff. So finally, I don't know, maybe today's the day. Well, I guess it is the day. I tell you guys a little bit about who I am, and it put a little bit of a face to the story, or story to the face. First off, I got two dogs. I got Peggy, Bernie's mountain dog, mixed with some chow. She's pretty chill. She's the boss. She's like 3 years old. I got a Saint Bernard. He's a year and 8 months, something like that. So not quite 2 years yet. We live in Canada. Born in the 90s. So I'm just driving down a back road right now in the middle of a snowstorm. So anyways, right now my career background, I would say, is skilled labor. Enjoying my winter off. Well, not really off, but it is what it is. Other than that, I've spent majority of my 20s and 30s in the construction career. Mostly for like 7 years, I did a lot of highway painting, pre-marking, layout, small markings crews, so lots of night shifts, long shifts, lots of traveling. There's Willie. What's going on, Willie? But yeah, so I did that. I ended up leaving that venture and not knowing what my next path was, and ended up joining the laborers union. Woohoo! Anyways, I ended up getting a good government job and making good money, and I ended up learning a lot in the process. Started off in a dam, ended up in a nuclear plant, spending most of my career there. Water, sewer, learned a lot of grading, working with trench boxes. Never ending list, right? But eventually ending up getting fired, going to Ottawa to work, traveling both like back and forth every day, and it was like 4 hours of driving, but at least whatever. I don't know, it was actually probably good for me. It was probably what I needed. I was going through a lot of things at home. But anyways, the other company, like, they had another contractor in on the same project they did all the water and sewer for, and they can't get people with clearance. So I ended up, after 2 months of them talking to me about it, they got me finally back in, and I left my job in Ottawa. The president of the company came down and made a point of shaking my hand and telling me that I'll always have a job at that company, which meant a lot, because, you know, like, there's a lot of companies that say a lot of things, and, you know, and then there's the very few that actually see what the worker's doing and just takes care of their workers, man, you know. And it meant a lot to me that it was noticed. You know, it's not that hard to show up a little bit early, and when the day starts, to be there on time, you know. Like, I had a lot of workers down there that it wasn't hard to shine. It's not like I was trying to make them look bad, but when I start at 7, I drive 2 hours there in the morning, and I'm already there at 6:30, ready to go, and at 7 o'clock the fencing's down and the holes are dug, and then the other guys show up at like 10 after, and then they don't come out. Well, you know how it is, man. You know how it is, you know. But I didn't care. I was in a place where I just was happy to be there. Anyways, I'm not getting into it. I ended up getting my job back at the nuclear plant to finish out those projects. Minor injuries involved, but it was cool. I got to do a lot of, I hate concrete, but ended up doing a lot of form work in the end. Like with COVID, they were kicking people off site, so it was hard. A lot of qualified people got sent away, and there's people that, very few, I don't know, man, I don't know, I'll tell you straight, that project would not have been finished when it was at the budget it was if it wasn't for little old me and a couple more rednecks that I grew up with and lived like in Swisha and stuff, you know. Like, it was just a couple brothers and some good friends, and then this project got finished, and we got nothing but bullshit. Anyways, doesn't matter. Push that aside. But, so anyways, oldest child in my family of 3, first grandson, and my grandpa, poor guy, he had 6 daughters. So, and then I was it, no boys. So when there's probably like at least 5 or 6, maybe even 10 granddaughters before me. So I was to have that good male blood. Anyway, so just to say, I've always been an example. I've always had the eyes on, because anything I do is the worst that they've seen. So anything you got to say to hurt my feelings, don't worry, it won't even faze me. So yeah, my first 2 years of my life, I don't really remember, but I remember being like, because I had my sister was born when I was already like 2 years old, or under 2 years old, whatever. But my mom was really one-on-one with me, right? Just like, I was definitely a challenge, but I learned different than other kids, right? So it was a lot of one-on-one, but like as you get older, like my sister and my brother, my parents couldn't focus the same on me, because they've already taught me what they could. They had to, like, anyways, I was an example. And everyone, like, my parents, we all learn, right? It's their first time, too. It's funny, though, because, like, I've only been grounded once in my life, and it was for borrowing a Game Boy with the game Pokemon. I was never allowed to have Pokemon, or watch any of that shit, or even watch The Simpsons, because I was from a family that went to church every Sunday, so Simpsons had anything to do with it. I don't think sheltering people from things protects you from anything, really. But, yeah. Anyways, it was just funny because I got grounded that one time for having a Pokemon game, and 4 years later, my mom was buying them for my brother. Then you look at me, and me, I guess. I am not a living example, but me and my brother are 2 different types of people. And they're both very good people, right? But it's not, I don't care who we are. Anyways, went to church every Sunday till I was 18, and I finally just said, it's not even about a faith thing, I just said I'm done with it. Like, you see more signs of faith at a bar, and, you know, just I found like a lot of people who go to church and they don't have it. All week they'll walk around and they'll judge people, not all of them, but a lot of people go around and judge people all week. Well, if you have the energy to put into judging somebody and holding it with you all week, well, say something to them, because you're only wasting your own energy. But you go to church and you know what you want to, you think you're living that holy life, and maybe you are. I'm not going to here to judge, but the fact that you go there and you have consumed yourself with all these other people's wrongdoing, judgmental, whatever you want to call it, it consumes you, and it doesn't make you any like more holy than anyone else. You know, it actually makes you further like behind. Because if you really cared that much about someone's opinion, you would say something to their face and then be over and done with, right? So, back on that. So we got the career out of the way. Got a little bit of the childhood out of the way. At least the important things that'll brew over time. Oh, what else do we got? Sorry, my short term was a little shoddy there. One of my injuries was not good on my head there, and it's slow. It's short term more than anything, but it comes. I guess it's the education part of life, like, because I've been to every school in the friggin' town, pretty much. It's not that the education system failed, but the small town I'm from, man, everyone's cousin and friggin' family member and friends, and frig how many teachers, kids that I go to the school with and like have the same class with, you know. Like, Johnny couldn't have done it. It had to have been Sam. You know. I remember coming home from a friggin' vacation, and the friggin' cops waiting there at my house, and it's like, oh, we got statements, filled out statements that he did this, this, and this, and like, he's in trouble. And it's like, oh yeah, well, we might want to look into where your statements came from, because friggin' guys have been at a family reunion all weekend, so he wasn't even in the friggin' valley. you know? So, the best part is, like I said this to my brother, like, because people talk so much shit. You know, it's like he referred it to, or compared it to people calling wolf. You know, people only can talk so much shit before someone knows it's shit and is identified as shit. I'll probably get in trouble for saying this because of the language, but you know, like, if someone says something and they follow through with it, like, if your word is your word, and you know, people only hate, or people that don't like questions, or people that have something to hide. So that's what it is. And I guess over my career and 30-some years, just the way I'm so straightforward about stuff, I guess I call it out for what it is, and a lot of people don't like that because whatever, man, I voice my opinion, and usually I don't like to talk very, I don't know, because people know when they're making a good choice and a bad choice, myself included. And like, sometimes people follow and don't stand up for what they actually believe. But fuck me, man, if it didn't, I could never live with myself if it got someone in the work industry, like, injured, man. Like, I've been injured myself, but like, you couldn't talk to me anyways. Hateful guy at work. A lot of times I am hateful, and I do put off the presentation of being hateful. But it's because, like, some of the things people say, I am easy to talk to. But if you're not gonna talk on my level, like, get out, you know? Like, I don't know. I'll be the first to admit when I don't know something, but I'm not scared to learn. Anyways. Pretty much the mayor of the town here. What's a good phrase there? Well respected, locally hated. No, that's not true. I shouldn't even say that. It's pretty quiet tonight, though. Like you say, they got 25 centimeters of snow on the way. I've been thinking about it for years. I went out and finally bought one of those CF motos. We've been watching it. I think a lot of their parts are up and down. They get better over the years, so they went out and got that. From my understanding, to the best of my knowledge, is they bought a patent out for Can-Am's V-twin motor. Put it in that, and let me tell you, that is a wicked buggy. So it's a 2023 U4S 1000 XL. Boy, no turbos or nothing, but oh my god. This summer there, you can do like 120 down the friggin' highway. Not that I know. I'm telling you, I know. Overall good bike. Like, I've had little issues, but I'm mechanically inclined, so made it work. An injector harness, so number 2 cylinder. Started throwing codes. It's only got 2,000 kilometers on it, so what can it be wrong? But yeah. Anyways, the little plastic injector harness, it broke off on the one wire, so I ended up like, it's Christmas, how do you deal with this? And then Canada Post was on strike. Yeah, so anyways, I just grinded down the one side of the plastic harness and made it work. Let this crew go. Big bunch of traffic, big convoy. You see that, Willie? Or no rush, though. Will give you a little view here too while I talk. Unless you guys want to look at Willie. I don't know, he's pretty cute to look at too though. The do a drive by the ice shack. We should be getting a phone call soon. Yeah. What's going on? Probably turn that light off for a minute there. God forbid we get pulled over. For editing myself. So what I'll do is I'll go like this and we'll just leave the backlights on so you get to see the dogs. Yeah, I'll do a drive by the ice shack. So yeah, I don't even know if we want to get into the next chapter of my life. That's where it all throw a woman in it, it goes wrong. Christ. Alright, so where do we go? Yeah. I had this girl crush, I guess, back in, I don't know. It's kind of funny though, we're gonna go through the fucking history. Anyways, it was like a cop's daughter, and we started, anyways, see her at church all the time. I don't know, what a flirt, whatever. So, I don't know, when I was young. Anyways, called her up, finally got the nerve to call her up. And, yeah, we went sliding. Fun times. Anyways, it was not gonna, I don't know. So we actually were dating, and it just didn't work out. I was, whatever. She'll tell you a different story than me, but she was calling me the one day like crazy, and I wanted to go skidooing, so I just said, I'm done with your shit. I'm going skidooing. And whatever. Anyways, a couple years later, I ended up met this other girl. She was, it was funny, man. She was completely out of my league. I was young, bad little fucker. And, yeah, she was like one of the smartest chicks in school, and I was literally opposites attract. Anyways, I had the utmost respect for her. I put a lot of effort into that relationship. And it failed. Not so much because I mean, well, no one's wrong doing it. Just young, right? Moved away. A couple years later, we talked, and it was like she told me, man, that like, it doesn't matter how much we cared about each other. The last time I seen her, we fucking told each other we loved each other, man. It was really the truth. I think about her quite often. Just what it'll be like when I see her again, you know. After that, I just started, anyways, yeah, we had a conversation one day, and she said, like, everyone says you're no good for me. As much as I love you, like, no one around me is gonna make it be, like, can make it acceptable in her life, you know? And, like me, how am I gonna drive 3,000 kilometers to go and see someone when everyone around them is fucking telling them it's not good, anyways? So I started seeing someone else. She cheated on me a lot, caught her, gave her lots of chances. Didn't really, made me kind of warp my outlook on relationships and, you know, people, and how you can kind of warp your own image on other people by like how you taint yourself on a day-to-day thing. Like, if you lie to one person, you don't just lie to one person, you lie to everyone, or most of the people. There's no pretending it ain't one way or the other. But if you're honest with yourself and everyone else, it's a lot easier. If you lie to someone, man, you gotta keep that lie going, right? It's easier just to tell the truth. And you don't have to defend yourself, especially if you have a hard memory there. It's easier to tell the truth. So, that relationship didn't work. Started dating another girl, living with her. And I had that toxic, I was still a good guy, but I had that toxic vision of whatever I was mentally going through with that. And I ended up cheating on her with the chick that cheated on me. And then I got blackmailed into someone else finding out about it. And if you don't sleep with me, I'm telling your girlfriend. And anyways, finally I just told my girlfriend, and whatever, I went through a lot of stuff. Let me tell you, when you come home and the bathroom door is locked and you open the friggin' door and you find her on the floor with a bunch of pills dissolving out of her mouth and the bottle beside her, you know, kind of jams it in your face. Anyways, we got her to the hospital and ended up saving her. I don't believe that she's the exact same person. I think that it doesn't matter what I think, but I spent a lot of time thinking about it because, like, how can you make someone else happy if you're not happy yourself? You know. So after that, I spent. I wasn't in a rush to start dating again, that's for sure. So we split. I got the dog. No, I didn't get the dog. She got the cat. I got the cat, she got the dog. A couple years later, I ended up, she wouldn't sell me the dog, but she was trying to sell the dog. So I ended up, someone else told me about it. We went down and picked up my dog. I was allowed to have my dog back again. That dog's passed now. That was Winnie. She's a funny little dog. Sass though. Sass, man, for a little dog. It was awesome. I love her. I love all my dogs. So yeah, I lived in 4 years.